In this video, I don't just want to show you another desk setup. I want to show you how you can turn your desk into an AI content creation powerhouse. And I'll show you my desk setup. The way that I've put together my desk allows me to shoot videos faster, edit them more efficiently, and thanks to the amazing support of the folks over at Detail, they've helped me create a workflow that allows me to create content for all of my social platforms all at once, and where AI now generates titles, suggested hashtags, spits out highlights of long form videos. And so make sure you stick around because we're going to get into all of that. But of course, first, we have to take a look at the physical hardware of the desk. This is actually just an IKEA countertop on top of a Monoprice electric standing desk. The wood desk to my right here also is technically an IKEA countertop. This one specifically is great because it's over like 97 inches long, and even though you can only see part of it here, it extends all of the way down. My concrete looking table is of course what I use to film now. This is where products come. Currently the only thing attached to it is my mic boom arm. Over the past couple of months, I've done everything I possibly can to get pretty much all light stands and things off of the floor, excluding my key light you'll see in a minute. Now, it's not really part of the desk, but my main camera setup is still my Blackmagic Pocket 6K. I have my 6K Pro actually right here. This is what's getting all the B-roll shot. This is the setup that I keep for run and gun and being able to quickly shoot stuff around. My Pocket 6K is rigged to just be able to film for a very long time. I run it off really large V mounts, so it powers the transmitter that is wirelessly going to this monitor. So let's rapid fire all the stuff on the main desk over here. Of course, we have my 2019 Cheese Grater Mac Pro. The AirPods Max sit on a stand right next to that. To be honest, I absolutely love these headphones. Still using those good old Fluon speakers. Those are on either end of all my crazy monitor setups. For ultra efficient editing, I use 3 keyboards in total. The Blackmagic Speed Editor, because of course I'm in DaVinci Resolve. The Torbox Neo, which is a fantastic device where you can customize hotkeys to specific buttons. Using the Speed Editor and the Neo, I'm able to edit up to 30% faster. And yes, I actually mostly scientifically figure that out. You can check that video out over on my second channel. And of course, I use the Apple keyboard just as my regular keyboard. Oh, and I guess I have the Apple Trackpad 2 sitting right here. For a mouse, MX Master 3. Don't need to say anything else. It's the most cliche YouTuber thing ever. On top of my right speaker, I have my Angel Bird memory readers, both for CFast 2.0 as well as a dual SD card slot. On the left speaker is a Walnut MagSafe base by Grovemade. I absolutely love this thing. The build quality is just incredible. Feels very solid, and it's just a nice angle to keep my phone charging while I'm editing. As far as my monitor setup, this is one of my proudest achievements of this setup. So while I've always had the clunky monitor stands in the past, I finally got a proper dual VESA mount off Amazon, and it holds a ton of weight. The top monitor is the LG 5K Ultra Fine. This I use as a clean feed. I love this monitor. It's got some Thunderbolt ports on the back, which is where the memory card readers are plugged into. And the monitor to the left, of course, is the very unique and now so popular LG Dual Up display. Down below the desk is mostly just a bunch of boxes and everything. But the 2 pieces of gear worth pointing out are the UPS that's at the very bottom. It took me way too long and way too many power outages and potential surging issues for me to get a UPS, but man, has it been worth it. And of course, my Drobo AD, which I have forever recommended, but the company filed for bankruptcy, so that's really depressing. So you can't really buy them anymore, but I love my Drobo AD. Currently, it's got about 60 or 70 terabytes in there, and I only use it for archive storage. Jumping back to the end of the desk, we have the Megamon 15-inch monitor. This has become a crucial part of my filmmaking process. I love it. It's so much better than when I used to have to squint to see if I was in focus. Now I have a nice 15-inch monitor directly mounted to the desk. Again, no light stands or sandbags needed on the floor. I can easily swivel it around to different angles depending on what I'm looking at. And I'm currently using the Hollyland Mars 400 Pros to transmit from the camera wirelessly to here. And for my lighting setups, I've tried a bunch of different softbox sizes, but I just keep coming back to this ridiculously large Nanlite 150. It just lights the set and creates a really nice soft look, and the actual light source is the Nanlite Forza 500. I'm also using the Nanlite 8-foot Pavo tube right up here, which of course I can change to infinite amount of colors and effects. So where does the AI come into play? And I know what you're thinking before I move on to anything else. Why did the video quality get so terrible all of a sudden? Because I'm now using my M1 MacBook Pro, because for a lot of you, this is kind of what your desk setup looks like if you're just getting started in content creation. I mean, Marques Brownlee, MKBHD, one of the best content creators out there, started out making videos with his HP laptop's webcam. And so I want to show you how you can create a really cool AI multicam, super simple setup that I use the same setup on my whole desk you just saw, but I want to simplify it so I can show you that most of you can achieve a look that we're gonna have in a minute. So in order to bust out content creation, I'm gonna use the Detail 4.0 app, which we have currently open. The first thing I'm going to do is actually switch from crappy little webcam and built-in microphone, and I'm going to use my Canon EOS R and my Shure MV7. So all I'm going to do is hit add scene. I'm going to choose a camera source, and we can see our various camera sources pop up here. I'm going to choose my cam link, and then for my audio source, I'm going to switch to the Shure MV7. And so now this looks obviously astronomically better than what it did just a few minutes ago using the webcam and built-in audio, but those are still sources. I basically now have a multicam setup. So if I still wanted to cut back to the webcam, I can simply just hit 1 on my keyboard, and I'm still using the nice audio, but now I have this webcam. Now, unfortunately, this computer only has 2 USB Type-C ports, so I could use a hub or a dock to connect more cameras, but I don't need to do that because Detail has their iOS app that allows you to just wirelessly connect more devices. So I'm going to pull out my phone right here, Detail app, and it automatically finds the 2 computers that are on my network that have the Detail desktop app. I'm going to say MacBook Pro, connect to device. I just get a preview of what I'm seeing. And let's say I want this over here. It's kind of like a wider behind the scenes view. So now I'm going to pause my recording in Detail so I can actually add a scene here, and we're going to do the same thing. And you can see that we have all of our various lenses. So if I wanted to go ultra wide to really get a cool behind the scenes, then I kind of like that. And now if I continue recording on here, you can see that now it's utilizing my iPhone 14 Pro Max ultra wide camera. I can hit 1 and go right back to my EOS R. So this is a great easy multicam setup. I could add my iPad even, but I'm someone who on my secondary channel does a lot of tutorials. And so that's something that I know I'm going to want to do. So one more time, we're going to go into scene. This time we're going to choose screen share. And now it's going to bring up this. And let's just say I had DaVinci Resolve open. So I'm going to choose this one for this source. So now we've added in some screen sharing. And so I can go to source number 4 right here. And I can see here, I can go in and I can, do a tutorial within DaVinci Resolve or whatever I want. But sometimes I want to see picture in picture, right? So this is where something called combo scenes come into play. You add a scene just like normal, but there's a bunch of these different layouts that you can choose. So you can share your screen as the main one and then have your camera be in the bottom corner. There's actually templates that you can download from their website to add even more different types of graphics and layouts. But the couple that I really like is being able to add both horizontal content as well as vertical. This way, at the same time, we're creating content for both our horizontal platforms like Twitter and YouTube, but then we still have our vertical content for TikTok and IG Reels. So you can see here, we've added 7 sources and I've gone through and named each one to make it a little bit more organized, and it's just incredibly easy to add as many as you want. So now we're back and we're recording within Detail, and the cool thing is as you are recording, I'll show on this camera, you see your timeline happen in real time. So you can see this clip being recorded. And if I were to change angles to say my behind the scenes, you'll see that split happen right on the timeline and a new clip will be created. I can jump to say the picture-in-picture screen here. So now we can see resolve and I'm in the bottom corner while I'm talking, but it's also recording these vertical versions as well that you can use for vertical content platforms. But not only do you film all your multicam and crazy angles in here, but you can even edit with some pretty powerful AI tools. Let's jump into it. All right, so as soon as you click onto one of the clips, you can see the timeline kind of turns bluish purple. This means you are in edit mode. And you can go through all your clips just like you're clicking through a normal timeline editor. And the cool thing is it records all of the sources simultaneously, even if you're not actively on it. So let's say for this clip, I don't actually want to be on me, but I want to be on the picture-in-picture version. Then I can just select it and it will now change that moment to that source. And of course you can go through and you have all your basic editing tools. You can split it up and that's all, you know, it's very much like a normal editor. You have your nice waveforms, but I'm going to hit Command T and that's going to bring up a brand new dialog box where I can now generate transcripts. I hit generate. So now we can see that we have our entire transcript for everything we talked about in this video. And the cool thing is you can actually use this transcript to edit the video. So let's say I want to click on this and I just don't really like this sentence within my video. I can just hit X and watch on the timeline right here. It'll make a cut and basically make this section into its own clip. And if I want to get rid of it or change the source, I can obviously click to a different source, or I can just hit backspace and it's going to remove that section from the video. That's just super cool. And then there's this button right here, which allows you to add markers that you can then export later for yourselves if you just want to export small pieces of content, because that's what everyone does nowadays with podcasts. Or you can have AI do it and generate magic makers, which now it's going to take a little bit of time to do that. Now, the cool thing is, even as a professional, someone who doesn't necessarily want to do their entire edit within a more simple program like this compared to DaVinci Resolve, if you are a pro member, which just launched, you can actually export a XML file that you could then import into Final Cut or Resolve and get all of the different audio and video sources that you can then edit in your professional NLE in any specific way you want. With that, our AI magic markers are done. So I want to add them to the timeline. It found 7 key moments. And if I click on the marker, you can read through what the transcript is, tell you the length of time, which you can adjust. And I can just right click on this, export it, and boom, you can just go around exporting tons of fast content. You don't have to sit through the 3 hours of a podcast or hour-long podcast just to find all the moments. This will save you so much time, especially if you don't like editing. This is a game changer. And if I want to convert this entire thing into vertical content, all I have to do is click on the top and now I'm viewing it in vertical. Now there's still some more AI tricks, so I'm just going to go ahead and export this. I'll just do a 1080p file. So once we have our video exported, it actually saves into our library. So we can actually reopen projects. We can see the videos that we finalized and exported. And now we can go in and actually create video highlights. Now our highlights are all ready to view. We can see at the top is the full video that we can play out. And as we scroll down, we just see a bunch of AI generated stuff. Again, here's a title. If we don't like it, we can just shuffle through these if we want something a little bit shorter. Same thing with descriptions. I always struggle with writing description, so I freaking love this. It picked out different hashtags, literally MKBHD. It understood that that's a popular hashtag. And then here are the various highlights that we can go through and just simply download to our device. So all of these same features, cameras and desk setups I've begun using on my whole setup here, but I wanted to show you that you can do it with just a simple laptop if that's all you have. Start with what you have, slowly build it out, and Detail makes that process really easy. It's not often that I find simple apps that have the ability to expand to a very pro application. If you guys have any questions about my desk setup, Detail, or anything in this video, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.